Yo, what's going on, gamers, coders, speedrunners, and all-around game enthusiasts? This is Joystick Justin here, and today I'm showing off version 1.1 of the code for the game that I've made. So, we're doing this in a stream, so there's people who can talk in the stream. But, I'm going to be showing off what's new in version 1.1. So, here's the game so far, and the first thing that you might notice is a little gear in the corner. This gear has some settings, and you can change the settings. So right now it has the volume. So I'm going to turn it up to like 2 or 3 because then you can actually hear it. So here we go. There we go. So that's the settings for the music. Boop. So there's volume in the game. So as I'm going through the game, you'll hear the different sounds. And when you download the game, you get the music file, so you can just listen to all of the tracks and just bop to them if you want. And then I'm going to show off, so this is still the same as version 1.0, so you can like name your file. I'm going to say, hello, name of the file. You can choose one of your characters. If I choose Archer, for example, you can choose that. So I'm going to choose this file because I have everything set up so that I can show off everything. So all the different potions now work, and they work perfectly fine in the game. And there's a lot of new stuff in this update. So let's just start a dungeon to show off what's new. So first thing you'll notice, there's a lot of things you can notice on the screen. Depth. So there's this new depth system, and I'll get into what that means in a few minutes. Here you can see your health bar and your mana bar show up on the screen. And it's useful to know because you can actually open your inventory on the screen too. So that's new and cool. I don't even think like the inventory was an option in version 1.0, but who knows, we'll see. So I'm gonna just fireball away this enemy, and I'm gonna defeat this whole entire dungeon, then we'll be able to see what the depth system kind of looks like. So, slime is gone. This is gonna be an all slime room. Every single room is gonna be enemies. Never mind. Okay. Earlier today we got chests in every room, and that was really lucky. So the entire dungeon is supposed to be randomly generated. But randomness also means that you can get really lucky stuff. So also something to notice is that the name of your character shows up here beside your health bar. And your level is here, and the enemy's level. The enemy's level is always equal to your level. And so I guess that's important to know. And then here's the last chest, and the key will go in. So here is the last enemy. So at the end of this fight, you'll see the new depth system come into action, and hopefully we'll see some status effects eventually, but it looks like so far we're not seeing any. So here, do you want to go to a deeper part of this dungeon? That's the new part. Now I'm going to say yes. So when you say yes, you get a depth. The depth goes to 2. And so as you get deeper, the enemies get 25% stronger for each time you go down to a new depth. And the loot gets multiplied by 2. So before I would get, I think it was 2 or 3 Gamma Shards. Now I'm going to get 4 or 6 because the loot is multiplied by 2. So I got 6 Gamma Shards from that chest. It doesn't multiply the experience you get from the chest or from the enemies, and doesn't multiply the Gamma Shards you'll get from the enemies. There's the new status effect. So that's a burn. When you use the fireball or the archer's flaming arrow, you'll get a burn. And I made like a tiny little animation for it to jump up so like you know, like if it didn't jump up, if the little icon didn't jump up, then you would just see his health go down, and you would not know why. But it jumps up, and it's like, it's kind of indicating that it's jumping up and showing you that's the reason why his health went down, because he has the burn status effect. And so before you notice that before in the depth of 1, a fireball would absolutely destroy the slime, but now he barely survives. So that's kind of the proof that the enemy buff is 25%, because the enemies are a lot stronger. And there's the key. So another interesting thing about the key thing is I changed it so that before, if you if the last room of the dungeon was a room that was an enemy, you'd get the key before you fought the enemy, but now you get the key after you fight the enemy. That's a very minor thing that's not really too noticeable, but it's there. I'm going to go to a depth of 3, and a depth of 3 is difficult enough for me to have to use some other potions. Ah, that burn almost killed him. PS, hit that subscribe button to thank you so much. Thank you, Cobra Claw, for shoutouts. I don't say that kind of stuff, but you are welcome to say that anytime you want. Okay. So he's getting stronger. Before, the fireball went down to like a sliver of HP. Now he's got like a quarter of his HP left. Okay, there's Gamma Shards. Okay, more fireball. Boom. So I could let the fire kill him, but I'm not going to because it would need 3 fires, and it's the chance of the fire will last for either 2 or 3 turns, and there's no way of really knowing how long it's going to last for. So I'm going to show off the new potion effects. I'm getting burns left and right and center. We were having so much trouble trying to get the stun status effect earlier, and now we're just getting this all the time. Okay. Let's keep going. Another enemy. So when I get to the last part of this dungeon, I'll show off some of the cool stuff. Some of the new status effects. So let's use them. Let's use invisibility. And that's the little icon for invisibility. It's kind of a little ghost. And strength, that's just a strong arm with muscles and buffness going through it. And let's also restore my mana just a little bit. So let's use a level 2 mana potion, which restores the mana by 50%. And of course, we're going to have to fight a slime. I can probably punch it because I'm doing 4 times as much damage, because that's what the strength does. So I really haven't explained what strength does, or invisibility. So the invisibility, it will make the enemy not able to damage you for the next 3 turns. The strength, so it's invisibility level 3, which means 3 turns. Invisibility level 1 means that I use the potion and the enemy will come jumping at me and do no damage on that turn. And then level 2, that basically means it lasts for 1 turn, and then level 2 lasts for 2 turns. Strength means that on the very next, the next turn, you're going to do double the damage on level 1, and that's it. Level 2, you'll do 3 times as much damage for the next 2 turns. Level 3, you do 4 times as much damage for the next 3 turns. So, as you can see, this fireball is just going to absolutely destroy that slime. And I'm going to say no, and there you go. So, I got all that stuff. So, before this update, you would never get 73 Gamma Shards from an easy dungeon. It's literally impossible. Even if all your rooms were chests that gave you 3 shards, 3 times 9 is only 27. The max you could have gotten before was 27 Gamma Shards. So let's just get all strength potions so that I can do a harder dungeon. And in that harder dungeon, it's going to be it's a medium dungeon. I'll be able to show off the poison potion effect. So when we fight the big boss in this dungeon, I'll give him the poison effect. And so I guess I forgot to mention that the other thing that's in the inventory is this drink or throw. So it's either throw the poison potion or throw the potion at your enemy, or use the potion on yourself. So if I have it on drink and I try to drink a poison potion, it'll say, "Are you sure you want to give yourself a negative potion effect?" And I'll say, "No, I don't." And if I use throw and say give him a health potion, it's like, "Are you sure you want to use a positive potion effect on the enemy?" So you're throwing potions at your enemy versus drinking potions yourself. And I'll show you that working right here. So he's going to get burned, but I'll show you how that works. So inventory, throw. I'm going to use a level 2 potion, so it restores half his health. And if I say yes, his health got restored because of the potion. So that's kind of how that whole thing works. You can use potions on your enemy now. And that's really there because if you want to use a poison potion, you probably want to poison your enemy and not yourself. So I might have to also change the costs of each of the potions, because like the poison potion, it's worth, I think I made it worth 3 or 4 beta shards, but for doing 50% of the health, well, if you have level 3, it does 50% of the health, and I don't even think I mentioned that yet. So the level 3 poison potion will do 50% of the health over 3 turns. So if you use a, let's start with level 1 poison potion. Level 1 poison potion does 10% of the enemy's health in 1 turn. Level 2, Strength Potion OP, by the way. Honestly, I might have to change the cost of the Strength Potion, because it's just, like, it's worth 6 Gamma Shards, which is kind of expensive, but, like, I might change the cost in version 1.1.1, but I'm thinking maybe 8 Gamma Shards might be more worth it. Or even maybe I'll change it to beta shards, which means you have to go through a medium dungeon to even get the strength potions. What do you think about that one, Cobra Claw? That's something the viewers can put an input on. Because you guys also in the comment of this YouTube video, you guys can like say changes that you think might need to be put in the game. And I'm willing to listen and make changes if you guys think something needs to be changed. But I'm going to show off the poison potion and what that little status effect icon looks like. If I can. Burn, baby, burn. Let's burn that guy. Bop. Okay. The burn should take him down. Yep. Okay. Honestly, it's so strong I might change it to beta shards. You can one-shot almost anything with them. Yeah, but you can't really, like, in a hard dungeon, it's a little bit more difficult, but yeah, you can definitely, like, one-shot most things. So, like, you can just use strength potions to get to super low depths, but they're also kind of expensive. Like, if you want a level 3 strength potion, you need 24 Gamma Shards, and that's kind of expensive, but it's still, like, super, super strong. So it's talking about poison potion. So the level 2 poison potion does 25% of the health, but it takes 2 turns, so it'll do 15% on the first turn and then 10% on the second turn. So it's kind of like the potion weakens as you go along. I'm going to heal up just a little bit. I don't need to heal up all the way, but just a little bit. And then let's use some potions here. Let's drink the invisibility potion, and then we can take some hits from him. Let's give him poison. So not on myself, let's throw it. So he's now poisoned, and you'll do 25% of the health on this turn. Then by the time he's done, it should take 2 poison potions to knock out anything, but it takes 6 turns. So kind of like a trade-off. If you really can't get rid of an enemy, and you're having a lot of trouble, if you get too deep in a dungeon, you can use poison potions to finish off an enemy. Okay. Let's see, if I get a burn and a poison, that'd be kind of cool and funny. Come on. I don't even think... Yeah, he's gone. And I'm going to say no, because I probably can't survive in a deeper part of this dungeon. I leveled up at some point. Let's increase... I've been increasing health on this character a little bit, because he's like... The wizard is like a glass cannon. He does so much damage, but like if you let him get hit, he's gone. If he's against a strong opponent. So let's read the changelog and see if there's anything I missed. So stat scale on enemies and players revamped. So not on really the players. The players got kind of changed a little bit. But the enemies, I changed their damages and like their health and their damage and all their stats were kind of changed. So the enemies are kind of more balanced, and it's kind of like they get stronger linearly. So like what that basically means is a green slime has 6 in all of its stats. The king slime has 9 in all of its stats, and then the blue mini slime has 9 in all of its stats. So like if you're fighting a blue slime, it's like fighting the king green slime. And it's the same thing for the red slime. Fighting a red slime is like fighting the king blue slime. So that's what that was. The stat scale was revamped. Let's turn off this so that we don't have to hear that sound. If you guys download the game, you'll be able to hear the sound whenever you want. So I fixed a bug where the knight could choose the wrong loot table. So what was happening was if you're in an easy dungeon, there was just some code that was saying if you're in an easy dungeon, the knight would choose medium loot. So you could get beta shards from an easy dungeon, which is not good, and that's not how the game is meant to be played. And it also depended on which door you used to enter the room. So if you entered the room from the right, it wouldn't give you that, but if you entered the room from the left, there was a chance where it would do the medium loot. So that changed. Also, when you upgrade stats, they increase by 10% instead of 5%, because 5% just wasn't enough. And 10%, I think it's okay, but I'm considering even increasing it more. But I think like very, very close to 10% is perfect. Like I think if I went up to 15%, at that point it would be too much. Added music and sounds. Yeah, you've just heard all of that. Added the settings screen to change the music and sounds. Some animations were slightly changed, and some animations were just added. But I changed the wizard's punch, and I think it was just the punch. I might have changed some other stuff, but the punch I know for sure was changed. Then added effects to all these potions. So the strength, visibility, and potion were all changed. And then the Archer's Flaming Arrow and Wizard's Fireball have a 25% chance to burn the enemy. And the burn does 10% of their health for 2 or 3 turns, which means if you get burned, it can do up to 30%. Knight's Shield and the Knight's Shield Buzz attack has a 25% chance to daze the enemy. I actually don't think I showed that off, so let me show that off in this video. So let's just start a dungeon. So what the daze status effect does is the enemy just can't attack if it gets dazed. And so it's going to take a minute for us to get to that point, because it's a 25% chance. So theoretically, 4 shield buzzes should do the trick, but that's not how probability works. So what happens is, so the way it works is if you outspeed the enemy, then the enemy is not able to attack in the next turn. But if the enemy outspeeds you, then the enemy won't be able to attack on the next turn. So if I had dazed him here, he wouldn't have attacked me, and then on this turn where I'm going to sword swipe him, he wouldn't have been able to attack me there either. So that's what this shield buzz is meant to do when it gets the daze status effect, but I don't think, unless I get it here. Nope. Okay, so I'm just going to restart the game. You can see my recording software happening there in the background. I'll try one more time using all of his mana to do shield buzzes, and if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna... You can play the game and see what the daze effect looks like yourself, because it took us like 10 years just to get the daze before. Even though it's a 25% chance, it just doesn't want to happen for whatever reason. So let's hope we get it. And I guess while I'm exploring the dungeon, let's see if we get it here. Nope. Okay. What else is there on this change log? Okay, I don't think I even mentioned that. So when you're in a battle, actually I think I did, but you can see the knights and level 5 and level 5, so all those show up. Yeah, I think I already mentioned that. Please give me daze. Nope. Please give me daze part 2. Nope. Okay. Well, maybe you'll see the icon here. Nope. So it is a 25% chance, but it doesn't really look like it. But trust me, it is. So that's the daze. Added the dungeon depth system where enemies get stronger but loot also gets better. I showed that off. Added a player level name. I did that. Added an enemy level beside health bars. I showed that. Icons appear above health bars, indicating status effects that are currently on the player or the enemy. Player health and mana bars can now be seen while exploring the dungeon. So we did go over that. It was where... let's have the game open while I'm explaining this. What that part meant was that part of the changelog is talking about this. The health bar and the mana bar you can see through while you're just exploring the dungeon. Potions can be used while exploring the dungeon. So that's this, the inventory. And there's this back arrow. I feel like no one's ever going to use this back arrow because if you click the inventory button while the inventory is open, it closes it. So I feel like no one's going to use this back arrow. No, people are probably going to not even know it exists, but it's there and it works. So yeah, but that's the entire changelog. And the game is a lot different now because of the new system and all the new potions. But that's it. So thank you all for watching the video and explaining what's new in version 1.1. If you want to read the changelog when you download the game, you sure can. You can go over it. And that's it. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to keep on gaming.